So as you can see by the title, this video is about why I've decided to self-publish. So let's just jump into it. I have been working on my book for 2 years. I wrote the first 50,000 words of my book in NaNoWriMo 2022, and I've been working on it ever since. And I was doing all of that with the idea that I was going to eventually query this book. I've gotten feedback, I've had beta readers, I've had a manuscript critique. I was thoroughly preparing my book to be seen by somebody in a way that they could be critical of it and decide if it was worthwhile. And then I got to that point and I just decided that I didn't want to do it. And I have a few reasons for that. The first one being that I don't think my book is something that's going to stand out. Not to say my book isn't unique or that it's not interesting. I just think in the current market, it's not something that's necessarily new or enticing to an agent or publisher. It's just very much so a romance. It doesn't have a specific message. I think the only thing that would differentiate me from most books is that the main female lead character is a plus-size black woman, and I think that makes her stand out a little bit more, but I don't actually think that it's unique enough that it would get sold. Not in this market. At least not in a mass public type of way. I'm still hoping to sell it or at least put it out there for the world, but I don't know if it's gonna actually go that far. Not to say I don't believe in myself or my book. I do. I just didn't think it would go anywhere while querying. The second reason I decided to self-publish is I don't think I'm in a space right now to be rejected. I know that's just a normal part of the process, and I know even having published, once I publish a book, that people are gonna have negative opinions and not like it. But the idea of sending the book out to like 50 people to eventually just get 50 rejections back, if that was the case, I don't know if I could do that for my first book. I think once I get a bit of a tougher skin, once I feel more confident in my writing, could I handle something like that? But I don't know if I could deal with opening up my email to find out that somebody doesn't want my book. The third reason I decided to self-publish is I've put a lot of energy into this book. Like I said, I've done manuscript critiques, I've done beta readers, I've done all this stuff. And I don't want this book to change. I don't want someone to have a say in it. I don't want them to shift it. I don't want any feedback anymore about the plot. I'm satisfied at where it is. I've put in a lot of work to get it where it is, and I don't want to change anything, and I don't care how that comes across. This is my child, and I am proud of it. I am proud of them, and I just want to show them off, and I don't want anybody to tell me that they need more work. Not saying it's perfect, but just saying it's perfect for me. I also wanted more say in the process. I've been looking at both traditional publishing and self-publishing since I began to take writing more seriously. So I've been connecting with editors and book designers, and I've been learning about advertising and marketing and the process of ARC readers and all of that stuff. And I think I have enough knowledge that I'm gonna be able to put that to use to get my book out in a way that it'll be seen by enough people that it'll be impactful to me. Even if I don't make any money off of this book, I don't even make back what I put into this book, that's okay. I'm just excited to go on the journey. The next reason I decided not to traditionally publish this book is because I have a specific book in mind that I would like to have traditionally published, and I think I would much more prefer that to be my traditionally published debut. And so I'm saving my first impression for agents on that book. Man, it really sounds like I don't like this book. Not thinking it's unique, not thinking it's good enough, saying I don't want it to be my debut book. I love this book. Don't get me wrong. This is the first book I've ever completed. It is my canvas for how I learned all of my writing, like my skills, my flaws, the things I need to improve on, what I already do very well. This book taught me so much about how I am as a writer, and I love it for that, but also because of that, I think it's not the best. Because a lot of people say you shouldn't publish the first book you write. The first book you write is not going to get published because realistically it's the worst book you will ever write. But I like it enough that I still want to put it out into the world. So I'm gonna give it to you, and I'm gonna let people see it. All of that aside, I wanted more say in the story and in the cover and all of that stuff. So that's why I decided to self-publish. I also decided to self-publish because I have the money. I'm going back to school next year, and I'm going to part-time. So I'm not gonna have the funds that I have now to be able to self-publish if that's what it comes down to. So I'd rather self-publish now while I have the access to not unlimited funds, but a good amount of extra cash than to hold off and then find out that I can't afford to do it the way I would like to do it. Because self-publishing is a business and it's very expensive, and if you want to put a good product out there and you don't have the skill set to do all of the steps, then you have to outsource them, and I don't have the skill set to edit. I can't catch my mistakes. I don't know grammar. I literally took English 7 times in high school. I'm not built for editing, and I don't know how to draw, so I'm not built for cover design. The only thing I can do myself, which is questionable, is formatting. So I have the money to have people help me with all of this stuff and to pay for things like character art and PR boxes. So I'm just gonna go for it while I have the money and just see what happens. So that's most my reasons why I'm self-publishing. The last kind of reason is because I just see so many indie authors and I love them and I'm obsessed with them and I'm friends with them and I just want to be like them. So I just want to join that space of authors who are making the moves themselves, especially in the Black community, because we are a lot less likely to be published unless our book speaks to experience that our culture has. A lot of people end up self-publishing. Like a fluffy romance is less likely to get published by a Black author than like a trauma story or trauma porn where we're being murdered or abused or things like that, or Black Lives Matter, which is all very important. I think those stories should be told, but those are the stories that you mostly see coming out of own voices and in the marketing for Black authors. So on top of the reading content that I do, I'm going to bring you guys along with me on my self-publishing journey as I make all of the decisions that I make. I've already paid a deposit for my cover design, but I told them I don't need that till January. I'm looking for an editor currently, and based off of the money that I'm going to have coming in, I'm going to try and buy some cover art as well, and I will reveal all of that here. You will have the first peek at everything I'm doing. I will showcase it here before I put it on Instagram, before I put it anywhere else, probably other than my newsletter, which I need to figure out. But yeah, that's why I'm self-publishing, and I'm so excited for this journey. And I hope that one day I do decide to traditionally publish, because I think that would also be very interesting and awesome and great to see, especially when it allows for all my books to have a wider reach, but at this point, I'm just gonna move forward and publish the book myself and have a lot of fun learning through this process. But if you want even more, then definitely click on the link in the description that has access to my newsletter. But thank you for watching. I hope your next book is a 5-star read, and I hope that you have a good day.